starting the recording, and then we are now recording. Okay, I have been thinking up of an intro, but I think I'll just rattle off. Welcome to the Weirdo Watchlist Podcast, the podcast that's just a little bit off. That's Sam Fashion.
Hello.
I am Mikey. And this is the podcast where we just pick a movie from the Weirdo Watchlist Letterboxd list. I was gonna also credit the guy who made the list because I feel like that's important, but I forgot his name.
Is he? He's not. Is he famous?
He's not like he's just
like a dude who made a list.
He's just the dude who made the list.
He's probably a weirdo.
I don't think he's that much of a weirdo, but
he might be. He made the list. He might know weirdos cinema more than most.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Tyler on Letterboxd. That's just his name. It's just Tyler.
Glad we got that. I'm glad we credited Tyler.
At Nokia Flip Phone on Twitter, but I did check his Twitter. It is private.
Oh, man,
so,
elitist. He must be a weirdo.
Yeah.
That's gotta be it. Tyler, if you ever come across this, which I know you will, you weirdo.
Thanks.
Thank you for the playlist.
Thank you for the list. This will be fun.
We now have a wheel. We'll get to it, but
yeah, we'll get to it.
All
Anyway,
because of you, Tyler.
This is episode 0 because the movie we're talking about is not on the list, even though it fits right in. But before we get into that, I just want to break the ice. You watched Mission Impossible today, Dead Reckoning. Finally. Oh, shit. Your mic, dude. Your mic cut out.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know what happened. I didn't even bump nothing. But, did you watch it? I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, no, I saw it when it came out. This is post-Barbenheimer weekend. You saw it for the first time. I saw it opening weekend.
I was afraid of the 3-hour watch time, so I avoided it until I got out of work early today. And it's a Mission Impossible movie.
It is, yeah.
it held up for what it was supposed to be. I like them. I mean, they're fine, but man, there was a guy next to me at the theater.
Mm-hmm.
Older, I don't know. I shouldn't say old, but like 55, let's say.
Old.
And he was the kind of guy who would like laugh at the jokes in like, oh, like that kind of thing. He'd be like, oh, got him. I'm like, you're by yourself, dude. Like, who are you talking to?
Little too enthusiastically.
And it was like all like the very mid like Mission Impossible scene transition jokes. Like Simon Pegg would say something not even funny. And then this guy next to me would be like, "Oh, Simon Pegg,"
like his usual like that wasn't so tough type thing.
Yeah,
after
yeah.
Tom Cruise like throws himself off a cliff.
Exactly. Oh, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, guy! This guy likes every bad joke in this movie. But at least he's having a fun time.
He's having a good time.
Tom Cruise got him to the theater.
Yeah. After like 3 weeks, hey, he's one of the guys still seeing the movies.
It was full. It was like.
Was it really?
It was like 75% full in Coon Rapids, Minnesota. Yeah.
Okay. Because like everyone's
weird.
Been seeing Barbie and Oppenheimer still.
I know.
And no one's been really going to Mission Impossible anymore since those two came out.
I don't think too many people went in the first place. Unfortunately.
I went twice.
You went
twice. I'm a Mission Impossible elitist. I'm biased towards these movies. I've quickly turned around on becoming a defender of Mission Impossible 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no.
Cheesy movie.
I ended up rewatching the whole series like through twice.
Oh really?
Once with a friend group from the theater, from the Odyssey Theater.
Okay.
And then once with some of my girlfriend's coworkers at the Egan Theater. So we ended up just going through the whole series twice, pretty close together.
You know, the first 3, like, mixed together. Well, actually, you know, really all of them mixed together for me. But, like, I can kind of pick out the differences of, like, Ghost Protocol and a couple of the newer ones. But those first 3 are, like, a mesh of one movie to me. I'm not really sure. I just remember them all being pretty cheesy.
Cheesy is definitely the right word.
Yeah, which is good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm able to pick them apart pretty well. Also, given that like the directors for the first three are just so different from each other instead of just Brad Bird and then McQuarrie for the rest of the series.
Yeah.
But like,
soulless. I mean, as much as I like the movies, and you can tell people, fucking, I don't know, have some heart in it. Tom Cruise has his Scientology heart in the right place, but man, it's so soulless. It still feels pretty soulless. I'm not gonna lie. But did you like it? Did you like the new one?
Out of 10, no, I thought it was great. Yeah, 10 out of 10.
Okay.
No,
wow,
no, I'm biased.
Perfect fucking movie.
Yeah, no, I'm
Mission
totally
Impossible:
biased.
Dead Reckoning Part 1.
Biased.
They ain't gonna top it. You're biased because you watched all of them twice?
3 times. This is the third time I've been through the whole series, but no, I just love those movies because they're just good. I think they're best action series we got right now.
I'm a Fast and Furious guy. Okay, so
see, I see the Fast and Furious movies as like the evil Mission Impossible movies, kind of like the Wario to Mission Impossible's Mario.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I like how Mission Impossible made things a little more realistic. Like, I mean, in like the third one, he was doing like crazy stunts off of buildings that were obviously fake. But in this one, Tom Cruise, the real guy, is wanting to do all this stuff for real. But it makes the scenes a lot less exciting when they've gone from like helicopters on top of trains to now. I mean, jumping a motorcycle off a cliff is a big deal.
Yeah.
But not when you just followed like 4 other movies where you did crazy other shit. Man, they focused in on that scene. They're like, let's really show Tom Cruise doing this. I'm like, I get it. I get it, Mission Impossible. He really did it.
I think it's like they're saving the big stunts in this, I guess, story arc for the next one, whenever that comes out. Because, yeah, especially compared to, like, Fallout, where Tom Cruise learned to fly a chopper. They're flying 4 different choppers through a canyon.
Yeah.
He's, like, actually, like, climbing around the outside of it. He's breaking his ankles.
Yeah. Tom Cruise, what a fucking crazy dude.
Crazy dude. Crazy guy.
I hope he keeps going. I hope he makes movies until he's the oldest decrepit. I hope he's like Clint Eastwood, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just disastrously old, trying to run around, still doing his like full body sprint.
He does a really good job at that sprint. Man, I've seen it in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Now, Tom Cruise is really good at sprinting. Holy buckets.
Anyway, yeah, there was one criticism from my friend of the show, Austin.
Yeah.
And his big complaint was he thought the AI aspect was cheesy. What do you take about that? The whole like, the entity.
I'm not gonna lie. I think it was better than a lot of action movies that would take that route. Like they actually like. It wasn't just MacGuffin bull. I mean, it was with the keys and stuff, sure,
yeah.
But like, it had a good reasoning. I don't know. It had a better story than a lot of the AI game sentience is now just randomly can tap into the government shit and do things. But I thought this one was done well. I don't know.
Yeah,
I liked it. I liked that they had like music, like they would like have the AI kind of visualed in like some kind of LEDs, and the music was like really just evil as fuck. This AI is actually menacing in a way.
You're like gurgling or something.
Yeah, fucking weird shit. It's like always listening.
What I liked about it too, it never like did anything. It was just kind of like omnipotently there, just observing.
Yeah.
You know, like the threat of AI in movies is usually like, yeah, it takes a robot and then it kills 10 people.
Well, I don't want to get too spoilerly, but there's one guy who I believe. And I think they kind of show that he's not real, is he? I don't know. The main bad guy.
Gabriel?
He was like, he was in a box. Why was he in a box with a fucking thing on his face?
I think
it's because he's a cyborg. I think we're going to find that out in the second one. He's got to be a cyborg.
See, I took it as like he's got like the mask. Spoilers, obviously, at this point. I mean, the movie's been out for like 3 weeks.
Yeah, true. I'm the one who's late here.
You're late, yeah. But I took it as like he's like letting the entity like influence him, like feed him information, feed him the plan, and then just like in like a Clockwork Orange style way, you know, where it's just like burning in like, this is what you got to do, this is what Ethan Hunt's gonna do, this is what he's going to do. You either die on the train or you leave with the key. Those are the 2 outcomes.
Yeah,
he will not leave with the key.
I liked some of that. And then they just had analog solutions for everything, though.
Yeah.
My God. Don't worry, this is on a tape-to-tape, reel-to-reel phone. Don't worry, guys.
We got an old-ass satellite that we stole from the Weather Channel.
Russia just had this old spy satellite, so I took that real quick. Oh, okay.
This is also like the third part. This is the third part one we've had this year.
I know.
With that,
I know.
And I think to this one's benefit, it didn't blue ball us at the end, unlike the ending of
Fast and Furious.
Spider-Verse, the end, Fast and Furious, where it just ends just abruptly.
Yeah, Fast and Furious was real bad, I thought.
Yeah, no, that one just ends with him like
standing at the bottom of the Hoover Dam
after an explosion. Yeah, and then like, okay, I guess we got it. I guess that's the end of that. We're at Act 1.5 right now for this arc, and then Spider-Verse kind of just like leaves it at like a cliffhanger, like with a to be continued, but it still left a lot of people angry because they didn't advertise it as part 1.
Yeah, but it was known, right? If you looked.
Yeah, it was titled part 1 like a year ago, and then they just dropped the part 1, part 2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think in service of just like calling it Beyond the Spider-Verse.
That's smarter. See, I don't like this part 1 thing. I didn't like it when Harry Potter did it.
Hunger Games, I think, did it.
I mean, The Hobbit did it with 3 movies and from 1 book. I mean,
yeah.
Sheesh. I don't like that. But I mean, they didn't call it part 1, part 2. But
yeah, they just added a whole battle that apparently, from what I've been told, I never read The Hobbit, but Bilbo was just asleep for. He got knocked out, and then they had a whole fight while he was passed out.
Well, he had to do something. They paid him money. They paid that. I don't even know that guy, Martin
Freeman.
Martin Short. Martin Short plays Bilbo. Anyway,
but with Dead Reckoning Part 1, they give it the Part 1 title, but it feels like it actually has an ending.
It feels like its own movie.
Yeah, it has a satisfying ending. The whole movie, we're going after the keys, and then it ends with him getting the keys. Now he's got to get to the entity.
We got the MacGuffin movie out of the way. We got that shit out of the way.
We got the MacGuffin, now we get to the real MacGuffin.
Yeah. The MacGuffin that we did to find the MacGuffin for. Oh, man. I love MacGuffins.
That's the name of the chain bar within the AMC's. It's called, like, MacGuffins.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's cute.
AMC. I'm an A-list member now,
I'm not. My girlfriend works at a movie theater, so I don't have to. I don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Do you get in for free as much as you want? Because she works there?
Off the record, yes.
Okay. I was working at a theater. I'm not going to mention any names. It wasn't the one we worked at together, but a different one. And they cracked down so hard. And a lot of it was because of the studios recently being super anal about passes and stuff. Since Avatar 2. And now, like, the theater that I worked at, I don't anymore, thank God. But, like, won't let you go see any movies unless they're 2 weeks old at least. Like, that was the only reason I fucking worked there.
Yeah, I heard that rule too for like some other chain theaters, but for me, it's like I still like pay to see them, and then I just don't tell my girlfriend. And then because like at this point, her co-managers also like me enough, and they know I come in, so they'll let me in for free too. So I gotta be sneaky about it because I don't want to be that asshole who gets in free whenever the fuck he wants.
Oh, I want to be. I want that hookup real bad. But $25 a month for AMC Unlimited. Well, 3 times a week. That's plenty.
Yeah,
$25 a month.
You can milk that.
I'm living. I don't need to work at a theater anymore just to get the scraps of free movies. I don't need to do it anymore.
Yeah,
I might do it again someday. Who knows?
Yeah, no, they also like invite me to the not like pre-shows because I'm not since I don't work there. I'm not allowed to go to like Wednesday night screenings.
Pre-release, yeah.
Yeah, I have to wait till the movie's at least available to the public before I can watch it after hours.
Yeah, they cracked down on that stuff too. We were always able to bring one person with us to those screenings at a previous place I worked at. And then suddenly... And honestly, it's not just the manager's fault or anything. It's the studios being really hella weird, cracking down on things, making other things get cracked down. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they just don't want people talk. They just don't want, like, freeloaders, I guess, talking about the movies
Mhm.
beforehand. Like, if they want people to see the movie early, they want to make sure they got, like, credentials, I guess.
Silly. Avatar 2 wasn't that good, okay?
It was perfect. Good fucking movie.
Oh,
Straight
you're
up
right.
banger.
It was everything we needed it to be. I needed part 2.
Pyacon, dude.
I wish they would make Avatar 2 part 2. Fantastic.
That's what Fast 11's gonna be. Fast X Part 2. Fast 10 Part 2. Oh, my fucking eye itches. Anyway, okay. The new Ninja Turtles movie came out too. I watched that. Your mic again.
Let me just check this connection here. How about now?
Good.
Cool. Was it good? Was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie good?
It was pretty good. I liked it a lot. Took my brother to see it.
It looked visually like it was going to be cool, which is nice.
Visually, it's great. Every character and every design choice is fucking disgusting and ugly to look at.
Yeah.
But it's complemented so well with the animation style.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm glad studios are actually, taking that seriously now. I mean, fucking Puss in Boots 2 being one of the best movies of the year was something,
Mm-hmm.
These animated movies, I'm telling you. But was it still just a animated turtle movie or what?
Animated turtle movie. It didn't do anything like crazy with the story. It wasn't like too ambitious, but it looked good. It was fun to look at. Jokes hit. The turtles say Riz and sus, but it doesn't feel like it was forced by a 40-year-old.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, from what I read
Riz.
Half the time they just let the 4 like 15-year-old voice actors just go off script, just ramble on about what they want. Yeah, because it just gave such like a natural feeling about it.
Really?
That,
Interesting.
Whatever script Seth Rogen wrote just couldn't match. And yeah, it didn't feel forced at all. It felt like it was great.
It looks like I just don't know why they're making Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, and I feel like they've rebooted the TMNT about 1,000 million times into cinema, and this doesn't feel like a very cinematic movie to me.
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
There's like
but
the
it sure
original,
didn't feel like
the original like trilogy, I guess, from the 90s.
Yep.
With the dudes in the suits, which I've only seen the first one when I was like 5.
Oh, you gotta watch Secret of the Ooze.
I've been told to watch Secret of the Ooze, Turtles in Time. I've been told to watch.
There's something. They are something.
I'm sure there's. I am sure there's something. They're movies.
There's another idea for you. Watch all the TMNT movies, no matter, 90s animated, whatever, all of them.
It sounds like so much work.
I don't know how many there are, but probably a few.
I've got a backlog that's so long already. I can't add Turtles to it.
Come on, Michael Bay Turtles needs the views.
I don't need to do that. He produced them, so I'm not watching them.
The guy who's watching all the DreamWorks movies is like, nah, I won't watch the Turtles movies. Okay, I won't put myself through that nightmare.
I'm not gonna do it. I still got like 30 DreamWorks movies to go.
Yeah.
And then after that, I think I've got to finish Gore Verbinski's filmography. Then I'm doing Pixar. The dude who did Rango in Pirates of the Caribbean. Yeah, his movies are a lot of fun to watch.
His name is Gore?
Gore Verbinski. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I need a new movie out of him. He hasn't done one since Cure for Wellness.
Oh, they did a Mouse Hunt with fucking Nathan Lane?
Yeah, that movie's great.
Hell yeah.
It's like a modern Three Stooges, but there's only 2 of them. And Christopher Walken shows up.
Oh man.
That's a movie I do recommend. Check it out. That's a fun movie.
Wait, the Mouse Hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it in school for some reason. Don't know why I remember that. But I did.
I had whenever I'd go to my grandparents' house in Michigan. This podcast is set in Minnesota, by the way. In Michigan, I would stay at my grandma's place in her trailer, and she'd have a VHS copy of Mouse Hunt, and every time me and my brother would watch that. So I have a very vivid memory of that movie. And then for I think it was my birthday, my brother surprised me with a DVD copy of Mouse Hunt, but he had no memory of the movie whatsoever. He just like grabbed it, saw it, said it looked like a shitty movie. You know, one of those like goofy movies to laugh at.
He was wrong.
Totally wrong.
It was a cinematic masterpiece he was holding. He didn't know.
Yeah.
It's funny that newer generations probably won't have the experience of like limited media like that. Like when I went to my grandma's, she had, she had a decent amount of VHS, but like how many times I watched multiple of them many times. Now you just have like every movie ever at your fingertips. Like you're not going to be forced to watch Mouse Hunt 4 times at your grandma's. Wonder if that'll have a very negative impact on our society as a whole. I think it will.
I mean,
think we're fucked, guys.
For better or for worse, it's definitely an observation, because I can tell you this: my dad, for like Lent every year as a family, we would give up watching TV. Mm-hmm. But the one exception my dad would let us have as kids was that we could watch movies, whatever DVDs he had. Not like whatever he had, certainly not like 300 or shit like that. But one of those movies was Van Helsing with Hugh Jackman. And
terrible movie.
My younger brother and younger sister, every fucking morning during spring break, Catholic school spring break, which was different from public school spring break, would watch Van Helsing in the living room. So my dad every morning would wake up to some British guy just yelling, "Van Helsing, you murderer!"
It sounds like a really good, a good thing to wake up to. If every day I could wake up and fucking stretch and my alarm clock would go off, I hit it, and then suddenly my TV would just pop on a random scene from Van Helsing, and that's how I would wake up.
Kate Beckinsale, Hugh Jackman, they are so hot in that movie, but the rest of the movie sucks. That movie's not, it's not a good movie.
The movie's ugly.
It's not a good movie, yeah.
It is really a bad movie, and then on paper it just sounds like the coolest time, though. God damn, does it sound cool?
It's like it should be a good movie, but it's just not. It's not a good movie.
No, I think I tried rewatching it. Years later, but no.
One of my coworkers like defends that movie, and he's like an actual like film scholar. He's not like a film bro, but he's like above that, where he'll watch any French noir film playing at the Trial Theater just on a whim. And he stands by Van Helsing being a good movie. So I tried rewatching it for his sake. Terrible.
He's gonna have to give me a written documentation of why he thinks that, because
he will say it's because Kate Beckinsale is hot.
Okay. Well, that's all he had to write. All right, I agree with him. Van Helsing rocks. 10 out of 10. Another perfect movie.
Okay. Do you just want to jump right into Climax then?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
All right, let me get the picture up, because I got posters ready to go for each movie we've been talking about.
Nice.
Except for, the only ones being like Turtles and Dead Reckoning, but I didn't put any of them up. Forgot to, but Climax.
You can always add things in post. You can just
add things. I acknowledged it, so I can't do it now.
Hey, true.
Anyway,
you just hear like a cut, and everything's just fixed from now on. Oh, great, perfect.
Just cut this whole part out. Okay, so this is episode 0 of the podcast, and to just we didn't want to just like jump into one of the movies from the list, because we just wanted it to really be at random, spur of the moment, end of the episode, right? So instead, we just picked a movie that I've been really just thinking about since I saw it years ago. I just kind of wanted to rewatch and have a reason to rewatch it. And it's a movie I've seen you go on and on and on about on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it's Gasper Noe's Climax, baby.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And true. Like, once you watch it, it is a movie that sticks with you. Super hard. I think. God. Like, it definitely did for me.
Yeah.
You don't stop thinking about this one for like a few days. You're just like, what the hell did I experience during this?
It fucks you up. This movie is not for, like, if you're gonna like go into this movie and you only watch like The Flash or Batman v Superman or Indiana Jones 5, this movie's gonna ruin you. You'll hate it, but there's a lot to hate about this movie if you're going in from like a normal perspective.
I can't imagine not having like any clue, I guess. Zero clue going into this. I had very little clue, but I knew who Gasper was, and I knew sort of what to expect. But I didn't expect as much dancing as we got, obviously. And also spoiler alert. I imagine I can talk freely about this movie.
Yeah,
I assume.
the idea is like the movies the main movies we
Yeah.
talk about, like Climax, we want chat to watch so that they can listen
Sure.
along. But
Well, if they haven't watched, yeah.
if you haven't watched Climax, stop now. Go watch it at your own discretion. This movie is fucked up. This movie could ruin your night or day.
Yeah, I was
depending.
telling somebody to watch it recently who just does not have the attention span for movies, and I'm like, I promise you, if you watch the first 45 minutes of this movie and just like let the shit that happens, like not that crazy shit happens, but it's just nothing seems to really happen, and then just let that all happen, and then just let the last half sink in, then you're gonna have a great time. Okay, you just gotta allow yourself to just let the movie take you where it's gonna go, and eventually you'll get there, and it'll be worth it. But you have to watch a lot of weird interviews and a lot of dancing to get there.
So,
That first 5 minutes of interviews, I'm just like, what am I supposed to know who's who? Nope.
Unless you're French, I imagine this movie is a lot easier to follow if you're French.
Yeah, it might be.
But as to Midwest Americans, we knew what was happening. We just couldn't keep track of who's who, except for Sofia Boutella.
True.
Okay.
Which is crazy that she was in the Mummy remake.
As the Mummy.
As the titular Mummy. That's amazing. Actually, I don't know what she was, but probably a demon ghost. I barely remember the movie. It was so bad.
So bad. Okay, I got the Wikipedia pulled up, but Climax, 2018 psychological horror film directed and written and co-edited by everyone's favorite Gasper Noe. I've been calling him Gasper Noe for years, but apparently it's Noe.
Yeah.
And he's in like the film nerd scene, he's seen as like this scary guy because he's kind of a creep. Not in like a, like Roman Polanski kind of creep, but he's just kind of a fucking weirdo.
Gotta be.
If you go through his other library, he's got, Enter the Void, Irreversible, Love, and those are movies that are just hated or loved, but mostly hated. He makes very fucking unpalatable movies that are just hard to...
Irreversible. Yeah. I'd like to.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And they're just so hard to sit through sometimes, which is why I'm scared to watch his movies. But, and Climax is certainly no exception. I've been told by my coworker that this is the most accessible movie.
Climax is?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Which, I mean, Enter the Void's 2.5 hours. It's, out of body, first person movie that ends with a penis cum shot, if I remember correctly.
No, it doesn't end with that, but pretty close.
Close enough.
Yeah, towards the end.
That's when I got to rewatch. But
just that part. Yeah, you're right. You do really got to watch the penis cum shot scene.
Mm-hmm. But Climax is 2018 film that is just about allegedly it's about a true story. But from what I read, the true story ends with the sangria being spiked. Nothing that happens after, none of the fucked shit that happens after, I think was just made up for the movie.
Dancers did drugs accidentally, and then they made this movie.
But the movie features, as mentioned, Sofia Boutella. That's the only recognizable actress in the movie from an American standpoint. Because again, she was the Mummy in the 2017 Mummy. She was Gazelle in the Kingsman movie with the sword legs.
Yep.
And the movie follows a dance group doing a lockdown rehearsal for just whatever competition they want to go to. They want to go to America for dance competitions. But they're practicing inside of an abandoned school, and after practice one day, they have a huge dance party with more dancing. And someone spiked the punch. Someone spiked the sangria.
For free.
Yeah.
Oh, what a deal.
They spiked it with LSD, and shenanigans ensue, to say the least. But, the first 45 minutes of the movie, pretty standard. You open with, you open the movie with, you see one of the dancers just out in the snow, covered in blood, screaming and hollering. You don't know what the fuck happened to her. And then you just go back, you watch interviews of each of the dancers, kind of introducing themselves, what they're about. One of them mentions they're into coke. one of them mentions they're into penis, into wieners. And like what and like
into penis, into wieners,
gay stuff.
Gay wieners.
Gay wieners. But and yeah, they talk about like why they like dancing, what dancing means to them, why they do it. Hard cut to the actual dance group going through practice, whole elaborate dancing that's all done in one take. And it's all like incredibly well choreographed, everyone's going fucking nuts. And then dancing ends, music's pumping still. They're like, all right, cool, we're done with our dance practice, now let's just keep dancing and have a party. And we get fucked up. So they all have the sangria that the dance instructor, instructor who looks suspiciously like AOC. She brought like a huge punch bowl sangria. She's got her kid with her, who's like friends with like a lot of the dancers. You've got the DJ whose name is Daddy. He's leading the charge.
His legal name is Daddy.
His dance name is Daddy. Everyone in the dance troupe is not just calling him Daddy because he's just the biggest guy, the most huggable man I've ever seen in a French movie.
I need to meet Daddy.
That's he's just going ham on the mic.
I loved it.
Yeah. So they're just drinking, they're having a good time, and then as everyone's kind of like winding down from the dancing, you see everyone starts like kind of like mingling between themselves. You start getting more, know more and more about the characters at play here and how they kind of like feel about each other. Some of them just want to fuck the other. Like they talk about like who they want to fuck in the dance troupe, who's the biggest cokehead in the group.
Yeah.
And just like how actual shitty their relationships with each other are. One of them is just trying to bang every woman in the group.
Two guys talking about raping people.
It's kind of fucked how like you see this dance troupe that is so well coordinated, everyone looks like they're having a blast with each other, and then you find out like, oh, they all kind of just hate each other secretly, but they they love dancing so much they're gonna put up with each other and talk shit behind each other's back.
As is probably most large groups.
Most large groups that
people go off to gossip about each other.
Most theater groups, I imagine. My sister was like in theater tech. She would talk shit all the time.
All the time, and constantly be drugged on LSD.
Mm-hmm. Someone spiked the sangria. Can you believe it?
It's art. Drinking another one. Oh, what, crazy again? Huh?
Yeah, and again, they're all just talking about each other, how much they hate each other, and then they kind of like get back to dancing. Everyone's like, all right, let's keep dancing, the whole dance circle from above angle. You just see the tops of everybody's heads. Everyone's dancing, and then you slowly notice things are getting a little bit more lethargic, a little bit more erratic. And, cut to Sofia Boutella, she realizes something's amiss, something's up. And, someone spiked the sangria with fucking LSD, and everyone's been drinking a shit ton.
It'll happen. I will mention also the credits, like, running halfway, like, before the big long shot here.
This is, I think, just before Sofia Boutella notices, this is when the credits of the movie start.
Yeah.
45 minutes into the movie, just about on the dot.
Yeah, so cool.
So cool. Love it. You get a big flash of all, the music that's in the movie, all the, band credits. You see, like, Daft Punk, Rolling Stone, and then just a bunch of other French house DJs I've never fucking heard of.
Bunch of bullshit.
Bunch of
non-American.
Bunch of nonsense. This is America. This
is America. This is A24 putting his money into French hands, God.
Where's my Keith Urban? My Australian country singer.
We should recut the movie, but to be as like country music.
Replace the French flag in the background with a big Texas flag.
The only YouTube video of mine that I'm proud of. It's got pretty, I don't know, maybe 100 views.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
like
that's
a
right. Yeah.
Fall Guys Climax joke, and it's just Climax, but it's the
you
music
with the,
from
what
Fall
the Fall
Guys.
Guys. I remember you uploaded that. Yeah, I totally forgot about that.
It's just a niche thing that like nobody will ever find, but I think it's funny.
I think it's funny too because I also get the joke.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But yeah. So credits roll. Sophia Boutella realizes the sangria's been spiked, and then slowly you start to realize that everyone's fucked. They freak out. They don't know who did what, and then they realize one of the guys in the group, Omar, didn't drink any of the punch. As everyone's like starting to mingle post dance. He's like, nah, not for me. I'm straight edge. I don't drink. So suspicions go to him immediately because he didn't drink. So what everyone does, they freak out at him. Punches get thrown. Tusslings start happening, and then they just fucking boot him out of the school into the fucking dead of winter, and he's never heard from again. You hear him pounding on the door for a little bit, but Daddy, you know what he does? He just cranks the music louder.
Daddy, take care of it.
Yeah, he's got it on lock. Everyone starts kind of like starting to like freak out a little bit, but hey, main culprit's got his comeuppance. We follow Sophia Boutella. She, is like just trying to get away from everybody just so she can deal with this, unconsenting high in peace. But as we're following that, I think her name's oh shoot, I should pull up the Letterboxd for the movie so then I can just look at character names. The dance instructor, played by lookalike AOC, Emmanuel.
Lookalike AOC.
She did look like AOC, yeah.
Oh, I
Glasses
can see it.
Her son Tito is again attending this rehearsal and party. Of course, since he's like 6 years old, he gets none of the sangria because that's got alcohol in it and secretly LSD. Unbeknownst to Emmanuel, but people start blaming her because she brought the sangria in the first place. She made it. They think she did it, but she's like, no, I've been drinking this shit too. I'm also just as fucked up as you guys. I got my kid here. Come on. So she takes her. No, she puts her kid to bed. Right. I'm backtracking now towards like after the rehearsal ends. She puts him up in bed. Later on, as Sophia Boutella's like freaking out, like, oh my god, we're all fucked up, we see Tito come down the stairs, and he's just drinking the punch too, and he's like, yeah, having a good time.
He's having a good time.
He's having a good time, drinking this mystery punch that he doesn't even know the concept of. He doesn't know what sangria is, he just knows everybody's drinking it, everybody's having a good time. Emmanuel, the dance instructor, freaks out, like, no, you're fucked, dude. Why the fuck would you do that? I told you no. Takes him, out of the main auditorium, locks him in an electrical closet. Like, don't touch this thing here. I'm locking you in here until we all crash. All our highs.
Not her greatest moment.
Not her greatest decision, but she is freaking out on LSD right now. And her son's about to freak out too. And everyone's gonna start, like, beating the shit out of each other here in a few minutes.
Hell yeah.
Back to following Sophia Boutella. She goes and checks in on her other friend who, conveniently enough, also didn't drink. Is she a suspect now? One person certainly thinks she is, but she's got the excuse. She's pregnant. Bum, bum, bum. So she's pregnant. One of the other dancers doesn't believe her, kicks her in the fucking stomach, punches her in the stomach, kicks her on the ground, and then leaves. She's having a horrible time. Everyone's having a horrible time, but
just having a horrible time.
2 for 2 on the only 2 people who didn't drink. Issue solved. Right now, let's just stay high. Trying to remember what happens immediately next. I think it's just more Sophia Boutella following people around, and everyone's just getting fucked up. Nobody's having a good time. People are pushing and shoving. We see 2 of the dancers push another into like a kitchen stovetop, and her hair just sets on fire. She starts screaming. We hear her screams carried out through the hallways. Same with little guy Tito, who's trapped in the closet. He's screaming for his mom the whole time.
For a while.
For a while, and then one of the dudes who's just in it for vagina, Dave. He's also just still trying to, like, he's just lethargic, stumbling his way around, trying to get some action.
Listen, I get it. I get it, buddy. We've all been there. We've all been drugged out on LSD, just
looking to have a good
taking
time.
our flesh bodies, trying to hump on some other flesh bodies. I get it.
All of this, too, like, keep in mind, has been one continuous tracking shot throughout. Very well coordinated. And, yeah, we're just following everybody as they're just having the worst night ever. All of that, like, you know, we see, you know, a group of dancers just freaking out. A lot of the dancers, too, do, like, a lot of, like, pop and lock stuff with their arms. So I can only imagine as, like, you see one of the dancers, like, doing some weird shit with his arms, like, wrapped around his head. That's gotta look fucking terrifying. And he's doing, like, a weird laugh the whole time. It's just insane. I'm trying to remember, again, like, the back half of this movie is just, it just doesn't fucking let up for a second.
45-minute-ish, one take?
Just about.
Or not, well, I mean, how many takes? I heard that they shot it like 9 times or something.
I read that they shot it over 15 days. One of the takes, I think, I've got the Wikipedia pulled up. Yeah, includes several long takes, including one lasting over 42 minutes.
Nuts.
So you're just following it. You don't see what they're hallucinating on. You just see them react. You know, at one point, Sofia Boutella kind of like puts her arms in her like spandex or whatever, her like pantyhose.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like feeling her legs, just having a moment of just like, oh, okay, this is my skin. This is good. But since she's wearing like pantyhose that are kind of like see-through, she like tries to pull her hands up. And then she can only assume that it looks like her hands are stuck in her skin. And she starts freaking out again, just having a horrible trip.
God damn.
And just, yeah, you're just, again, still hearing the woman whose head was set on fire scream somewhere in the building. You don't see her till the very end of the movie. Tito's still screaming in the closet. The pregnant woman is, you know, confronting the woman who kicked her on the main dance floor. Everyone gangs up on her again for being the only one who didn't drink, and then she starts just fucking cutting herself. Again, this movie's very upsetting.
Kill yourself, bitch!
Yeah, they're just screaming at her.
That scene got me.
Yeah, no, again, this movie doesn't fucking let up for a second, and it really messes you up. Like, there's no easy way about it. It is so unforgivingly just upsetting.
Yep. Yeah. And like bad shit happens to decent people. The people that you would think like the worst shit would happen to because they're the worst people get off just fine. Like there's no rhyme and reason for anything. There's no, you know, fucking good sense of morality doing anything. It's just these fucking people having a fucking trip. Most of them having a bad time. Some of them fucking
possible. Yeah.
And vibing.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Okay, fast forward a little bit. Emmanuel, the mother of Tito, who is currently trapped in the electrical closet, she's banging on the door now because she lost the key. She lost the fucking key to the closet and is trying to beg Tito to open the fucking door. She's like screaming at him, open the fucking door. Sofia Boutella checks in like, hey, what the fuck? Go find the goddamn key. And then you see her for like a good 10 minutes just like stumbling around the auditorium, like flipping couch cushions over, trying to find the key. One of the dancers is just, you know, like freaking out on the couch. She's like writhing around. David's still stumbling around. He's crying because he keeps getting rejected. Even by the twink. I think there's like a twink who's like trying to get some, you know, dick of his own.
Yeah.
He goes up to David at one point. It was one of the guys trying to get laid. And then everyone's rejecting everybody. Everyone's trying to have sex with everybody at the same time. No one's having a good time. And you're just still focusing in on people who are, just riding this thing out. One of the dancers who's got like a skull t-shirt is still just she's having a good time. She's dancing. Some of the other people are dancing, freaking out with their arms. Daddy's still over by the DJ booth. He found a wig. I don't know whose wig it is, but he found a wig. He's having a good time. And as everyone's having a good time, the fucking power goes out and the emergency power kicks on. And then the mother just like perks up like, what happened? And then you hear the worst news possible. Just somebody in the crowd just go, Tito's fucking dead, but I've got a backup boombox we can use to play music.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So you just
Tito's fried, man.
Tito's fried, man.
Oh shit.
And you're just like left just slack jawed.
That part hurts, man, because like all of that music going and driving, and suddenly all of it just ends, and like as a viewer, you're just completely taken out of like just a complete stop, and then when you realize the reason it stopped is because a child died. That hits.
Yeah, no, that's like one of the most upsetting parts of the movie.
Yeah, for sure.
So Emmanuel just spends the rest of the movie freaking out in front of the closet like, Tito, no, I'm sorry. Tito, open the door, please don't. No, I'm gonna kill myself.
Which I think she does.
Yeah.
That's alright. We don't see her again until...
Yeah, she spends the rest of the movie in front of that closet. Trying to remember the other players. Dave gets beat up for being, the one skinhead-looking motherfucker at the party. The brother and sister duo, they keep bickering and fighting, just even before they get high, because the younger sister wants, be able to see guys, like, I'm, a grown-ass woman, I can see boys if I want to, I can get laid if I want to. Come to find out, while they're both tripping on LSD, that they're both having kind of like an incest thing going on.
I don't know if it was really her choice.
That's kind of the vibe I got too, because again, they're both fucked up.
Don't tell mom. Don't tell mom.
Don't tell dad.
Nothing, dad or something? Yeah.
Nothing happened. Don't tell dad, as he's fucking laying in bed butt naked.
Yeah, like caressing. You're like, don't tell. I'm sorry. Like, oh,
nothing
God.
happened.
You
like,
see them fucking at that one point. You're like,
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Ugh.
Daddy's still having a great time.
A couple people have a really good time. The one guy, and I can't remember, his laugh was the best, but he was like the really rapey guy. I can't remember his name, but he was the one with the very funny laugh. He had a great time. He ended up having sex with a consenting woman on the dance floor.
It looked pretty relaxed to me.
He was going to town. He was
going to town, yeah.
Laying that pipe. And I'm like, I mean, good for him. The guy who gets it the best was probably the worst dude, but you know what? That's how it is.
Yeah.
Gaspar's world.
One of the girls ends up hooking up with Sofia Boutella after she's, again, hello, Minnie. She's just crawled under the desk.
Oh, puppy.
Yeah, Minnie, you gotta move for a second. She just wants a bit of attention. Well, Sofia Boutella, she's like freaking out. One of the other dancer ladies was like, cool your jets and give me a kiss. And then Dave shows up and is like, Jesus fucking Christ. One of the dancers, Dave, comes back to Sofia Boutella. He's been chasing after her the whole movie. And she finally rejects him after... an hour and 20 minutes, I think, at this point, of him just trying to chase after her. And, he leaves crying. He's just having a horrible time. He goes to the main gymnasium, and he gets beat the fuck up. Somebody draws a swastika with lipstick on his forehead. The twink is freaking out, and then Daddy finds him in one of the further back rooms and like starts consoling him. Can I help you? And then trying to remember, everyone at this point is, I think the main players who are left are just dancing around, doing freak shit, getting some action just in the middle of the auditorium consensually, as to be observed. Yep. And then I think that's where the movie kind of starts to end. Everyone's just starts passing out, and you just see the door just busted open by French policemen and a dog. And then that's kind of where you see the fate of everybody at this party. Sofia Boutella and one of the dancers are sharing a bed. The brother and sister are sharing a bed. Daddy's sharing a bed with the twink. Dave the skinhead is, I presume, to be just dead on the floor because he got beat the fuck up. Emmanuel, the instructor, is dead in a pile of blood. One girl is just in the shower naked, just scrubbing herself. Two dudes are just passed out, arm in arm, one of them scratching at his side like a maniac, just tearing his skin apart. The two who are banging on the floor are just passed out, coddling each other.
Happy as clams.
Happy as clams. They're all set. They're fine. Who else? Omar, who got kicked out earlier in the movie, is frozen to death, covered in snow.
Rip.
The girl who got set on fire way back at the beginning of this bad trip, we see her in the bathroom trying to, still douse the fire out, even though it's been out. She's just got a burnt scalp left. She's just pouring water on it, or trying to. And then the one girl I mentioned who's got the skull t-shirt on is still just kind of dancing as the police show up. Still just having a good time. And then it cuts back to her after we check in with everybody. And she's putting all her clothes away, getting ready to just up and leave. And we see that she has a book that just says LSD, psychedelics, how to, or something like that.
Yeah.
She's got a psychedelics for dummies textbook.
I have the same one.
And just putting in eye drops as the cops are roaming around the building.
Yeah, they mentioned something at the beginning about, it might be in somebody's interview, but saying something when people use LSD in their eyes, they can't. I don't remember what the fucking, they said something about that at the beginning of the movie, and then that's her dropping the LSD into her eyes at the end. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. And then that's how the movie ends.
Yeah.
She just thought it'd be fun trip for herself. Didn't care about anybody else.
Or, zoom into her, maybe it just fades out, really blows out her.
Yeah.
I don't know, something crazy, some weird Gasper ass shot at the end.
Climax.
Climax. Fucking great movie. First Gasper new movie for me.
It was my second. I watched Enter the Void before, I think a good while before this one, but it's one I got to go back to. But this one, again, just absolutely just ruins your night.
It really does.
It is such a tough watch. But
I'm not gonna lie, I watched it and then immediately turned it back on to watch the first scene because the girl crawling in the snow.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, now I need to piece this together, because I didn't really and then I click play. I'm like, oh, it is her. And then I ended up just watching the entire thing again.
It's
watch that twice. I don't know.
Again, as upsetting as this movie is, a lot of people, again, hate Gasper Noe because his movies are either just way too fucking upsetting to be watchable, have just little to no point or story to them, and are just perceived as just absolute trash. But Climax is his most watched movie on Letterboxd, I think, and
probably. Yeah.
It's got a lot of favorability to it. It's got a 3.8 right now on Letterboxd. Karsten Runquist, famous movie guy, has watched this movie plenty of times, loves it.
Yeah.
Classic whodunit, as he calls it.
God, Carson rocks. I usually, there's a few YouTubers and reviewers or whatever that I align with pretty well, and he's usually pretty like, if he has a good recommendation, I usually like it. But sometimes, man, he'll, what was it just recently? He was just like, this movie was great. I'm like, no. Oh no, I'm thinking of Chris Stuckman anyway. But Insidious, The Red Door, not to change the subject, but god damn. What a fucking terrible movie. Anyway, I left it 45 minutes early. Went home straight to YouTube to type Insidious reviews to see, what other people were saying. And like, Chris Stuckman was like, "Oh, this movie's really fucking." I'm like, I can't trust anybody. No one's real. No one's real like me. Only real people hate Insidious: The Red Door.
I haven't seen it. So.
Terrible movie. And if you like the series, which apparently nobody but me does, just don't watch it. It ruins the first two somehow.
Manny, can you get up? She's laying on the power strip again. She's laying on my computer
power strip. She's ready to turn it off. She's like, it's pet time.
She's never done it. She's done it once.
She got to poop. She got to go outside and get the potty going.
Not for another, 2 hours.
2 hours?
That's when I let her out in the evening. Once when I go to work in the morning, when I get back, and then 10 o'clock.
Nice.
Ish. She's good. She's good about holding it in.
Hell yeah, I'm not. See, that's my problem.
Yeah, you got them incompetence.
Yes,
diapers.
I'm very incompetent.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Back to Climax. Best movie ever made.
Truly. I mean, I do really, really love it, and I don't really get why. I like showing it to people. I like to put it on for fucking background noise sometimes, because it's just music half the time.
Most of the movie is, just house music.
I'll listen to that first, opening track, that big dance number one. I'm not going to be able to fucking sing it and make it sound anything like that, but man, it rings through my head daily, man. It's just...
Yeah. It's honestly an incredible fucking movie.
It really is.
Despite how fucking horrific it is.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be making more stuff, but he did one recently, Vortex, and it was it's all right, but did you watch Vortex?
I haven't. That's a fucking long ass movie. What the heck?
Is it really?
142 minutes, 2 hours and 20 minutes. Last days of an elderly couple stricken by dementia. This movie sounds very just depressing.
It is, but it's very cool because it's side by side, so it's shot from both their perspectives. Sometimes they're together, so both shots are in the same room, but sometimes they're not together, but you see them, both of their perspectives at all times. Interesting, very interesting idea. It's fine. It's no climax.
It's no climax,
but it's a cool idea.
He did have one immediately after Climax called Lux Eterna.
I heard that was just bright lights flash in your face.
That's why I kind of want to watch it. Just turn the lights off. See if I can give myself a fucking seizure watching it.
Yeah, the piece heavily employs epileptic imagery.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
She's laying on the power cords again. Not on the strip itself, but close enough to get me worried. I'm trying to push it away a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so Climax, as upsetting as it is, as just fucking day-ruining as it is, I think it is one of the best movies of 2019. One of my favorite movies I watched that year.
You watched it the year it came out?
I think so, yeah.
You didn't see it in theaters. Was it in theaters?
No, I didn't.
Wide release? I imagine it wasn't.
It definitely came out in theaters because friend of the show, Austin, took my coworkers to go see it, and he pitched it as Gasper Noe made a musical.
Yeah, he sure did.
So it's...
You're right, Austin.
Yeah.
He really did make a my favorite musical, for sure.
I haven't fucking forgot about that comment. Whenever I think about this movie, it's best musical I've ever seen. People are dancing and songs played.
That's musical.
He went to see it, and I think... Yeah, no, it did get a theatrical release at, the Uptown Theater. Some, the landmarks in Minneapolis. I didn't catch it until, not until, way later, until it got, a home release on Amazon.
Mm-hmm. See, I didn't even hear about it till, I don't even know, last year, whenever I watched it.
I remember you said you loved it, and I freaked the fuck out. I was like, this movie's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah, I really do. Yeah,
Everyone else
and
I talked to about it that
I
has
was
seen
really
it.
excited for Into the Void after, but
Yeah.
wasn't. Nothing's gonna be as good as Climax, but
Fantastic. 10 out of 10 movie in my books.
really.
Honest to God, one of my personal favorite movies.
It,
Except I feel like a lot of personal favorite movies, but Climax is well up there.
yeah, as far as like unconventional movies, like I love fucking Fight Club, probably my favorite movie ever, but like as far as like something that's a little more,
Out there.
I guess, art housey,
Art
if you
house.
want to call it that, I don't know, whatever. Like a
French.
little less accessible. Yeah, a little more French.
Yeah.
Like I love it. I love what this movie can do. Like I
Mhm.
think like some movies can use like cinema in very very fun ways, and I think if you can push that so far that tons of people that are watching it are getting the same type of reaction from the movie. It's not just like we're not all watching the movie and thinking like, oh, that's like just something visually crazy happening. It's like you're experiencing the movie. It's really bringing you through a whole fucking gamut of I mean not just emotions but just feelings, and only a way that a movie could, and with his
Yeah.
cinematography shit that's going on there. The camera's
long-
flipping in ways for
the-
45 minutes. I mean,
It's
it never
just-
stops,
it
and it's
doesn't
flipping
stop.
in crazy. I mean, I don't know how I wish I want to see the 45-minute clip of what the camera was doing. I want to see like the B-roll shot
Yeah.
behind the scenes because that would be sick. But like just the craziest shit he does, he makes you feel like you're tripping, and like you said, the movie doesn't show any like movie tricks where it's like, oh look, this person's tripping, you kind of seeing what they're seeing. It doesn't do that at all. You're always
you're just following
in reality.
You're just following these people around as they're having the worst night of their lives.
Just the worst night. The only thing he does is uses camera tricks and I mean sound and whatever, but nothing fake. I mean nothing like out of this world, but it fucking feels out of this world. It feels trippy, even though everything you're seeing is just fully real and realism. It just feels like a trip throughout the whole goddamn thing. And
Yeah.
that's why I told that person, I was like, you got to watch the first 45 minutes and just let yourself sink into it and just allow. You don't have to have it make sense. Don't give up after a half hour because you don't get it. Just let it take you, and maybe
Just
you'll
let it
hate it,
happen.
or maybe you'll love it. I don't know. But I
Just-
think if you let it do its thing, you walk away different.
Yeah. It's a. Again, you real love it or you hate it type of movie. Again, I think you're the only person I know who loves this movie as much as I do. Everyone
Yeah.
else everyone else who has seen this movie that I know has been like, it's fine for Gasper Noe, but it's not his best or
Really?
stuff like
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah,
I mean, now I want to watch a couple. I've never watched Irreversible.
I'm
but
too scared to because I heard that movie's.
I'm
fucked.
too scared too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like when he makes that one and then not another movie for 7 years, and that's his, the one that everybody still remembers for being so fucked up. Like, ugh.
Yeah,
And I saw Into the Void. That's pretty fucked up. I saw Climax. That's pretty fucked up.
his movies are fucked up, but I'm excited to see
Movies are
what like if he does another movie that's like kind of like Climax and not more in line with Irreversible.
Yeah.
I
I'm excited to see what he can push. I mean, like I was saying with that Vortex movie with the 2 different cameras, it's not a movie that's really for me. It's a really drama-based, character-driven, whatever. But the idea of having 2 cameras following 2 people at the same time, but seeing each of their perspectives, is cool. Even though it's a boring movie, it's still cool. So whatever he does next, hopefully is fucking different and cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's never gonna make something like he's made before. It seems like he's always gonna do some weird ass gas bar bullshit thing, but I think it'll stick sometimes, and that's the beauty. That's the beauty.
And again, like he's a real creep. He's a real fucking weirdo, and his movies like show that. And he does a fucking brilliant job. Just like
Yeah.
stringing you along this like fucking just disturbing scenario.
Oh man, have you seen the movie? Oh my lord! Give me 2 seconds. The guy from Jurassic Park. His name is Jurassic Park. I have to
Spielberg?
do it. the guy who plays the main Sam Neill. Okay, Sam Neill was in a movie called Possession. Have you seen Possession?
I have not. I think that's somewhere on the list, though.
That is one you should have on your list to watch soon.
I think I've got it.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, I think I've got that on my... No, it's not on my watch list, but it is now.
It's so good.
Okay, I thought I put that in my watch list, but yeah.
But that one also has like a scene very reminiscent to the one where the girl's freaking out in her pantyhose, and she's like just a person single in a room freaking out, uncut. Basically, the same thing happens in Possession, and it's another good watch.
Okay, I'll get to that one.
Hell
eventually, but yeah.
Maybe
Maybe if we're lucky, it's on the wheel spin.
Oh shit!
Land on it. Okay, final thoughts on Climax. I think we've already definitely covered, but 10 out of 10 for me.
Yep, same for me. I love it.
Again, highly recommend, but at your own goddamn discretion. Very fucking upsetting movie if you're just getting into these fucking weirdo movies.
Yeah, Weirdo Watchlist.
Fucking just brace yourself at the least.
Yeah, Climax is a little bit off, to say the least.
It is a little bit off. And this is the podcast that's also just a little bit off.
Just a little bit off.
Okay, any other thoughts before we bring up the wheel to find out what we're supposed to watch next?
Oh my god, I'm nervous.
All right, let me pull that up. We've got the wheel right here. I'll just drag it up a little bit. There we go. So, this is a wheel clicker, a wheel spinner of 1,917 movies featured on the Weirdo Watchlist. That's on Letterboxd. We mentioned at the top of the show. This fucking, I think this slice of pie right here, I think is just some sort of doomsday purgatory because this list is again so long. This way it can load in all the other wheel spins and still be able to tell which one it's landing on. I did the math, right? If we do one movie per week, it'll take us 36 years to go through every movie.
Easy
stuff. We're set for life. But viewers at home, whatever movie we land on, we encourage you to watch with us. Even if it's just some nonsense movie, that way you can listen along and listen to us ramble about the movie with spoilers, and you won't feel bad for not watching it. So, giving it the wheel spin. I forgot that you don't get to watch what.
Yeah, it's not exciting when you don't.
Yeah, you're not seeing anything.
I'm just listening to silence for a couple seconds. Cool.
And the movie is The Exterminating Angel. That sounds weird. It sounds like a Weirdo Watchlist type of movie.
1962. All right, bet. It's a Mexican surrealist film. I'm in. Yes,
all right.
Sick.
Front of the Letterboxd watch list. All right, 94 minutes.
Easy
peasy, baby. Directed by Luis Buñuel, who's directed no movie that anybody's ever heard of. But yeah. The Letterboxd blurb is just, after a lavish dinner party, the guests find themselves mysteriously unable to leave the room. We might have another Climax type movie here.
Wait, that's a story. Wait, it's okay, I'm gonna have to watch it, because there's that story, I'm trying to think of what it is, where these people are at this dinner party and nobody wants to leave, or nobody leaves, and they realize that they can't, and they don't know why. The door's open, there's nothing stopping them, but none of them can leave. Does that ring any bells to you? Because
no.
It was not this movie, but that's the same thing that's just saying.
The closest thing I'm thinking of is Skinamarink from earlier in the year. Another one of my favorite movies. Where it's two kids.
Gotta watch that.
It's a fucking great movie, or it's the most boring movie you've ever seen. It's only one of those two. Very, like, the actual definition of an avant-garde fucking horror movie. Highly recommend it, just to see what you'll think about it. But, yeah, it's like these two, like, 5-year-old kids get stuck in their house as, like, this, like, fucking entity demon steals the doors and windows of the house so they can't leave and just terrorize them. Yeah. But it's the most of the goddamn movie is just you're staring up at the corner of the ceiling or in a dark hallway for extended periods of time, and maybe something will happen, maybe something won't. So it's absolutely the most hit or miss thing I think I've ever seen.
I remember people talking about how like cheap it was, like, or like,
yeah, it costs
how little it did, like.
It cost like $15,000 to make, so in its like short theatrical run, it made money. I've actually got the Blu-ray laying around somewhere. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, I got the Steelbook release. Shout out to Shudder for doing that, but
hell yeah,
one of my favorite movies of the year, hands down. Despite all the naysayers that. Right there. Despite what the naysayers who hate the movie will be. Again, you'll probably hate the movie because it is just staring at the wall for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But it fucking terrified me when I watched it in the theater.
Man. I'm not gonna lie, I'm trying to Google what this thing in my head is, but I literally everything I'm searching is just bringing up Exterminating Angel.
Maybe
watched knew of this movie? Before. Maybe I've seen this movie.
Hey, we'll find out.
Wild. Can't wait.
Okay, yeah. 94 minutes. Pretty large cast, it looks like. Yeah. 1962, black and white. Boring, if you ask me, but...
I need a little color in my life.
And something that's not burnt red like in Climax. But yeah.
Them French colors.
Do we want to just do this weekly? Because I got nothing that would stop me from doing it weekly.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not doing it live, so fuck yeah.
All right.
I'd say so.
Cool. And for this one, do you want to watch it like in a Discord call, or do we just figure that out later?
No, we're gonna have to figure it out later, just because like I literally don't have internet in my place. But I'll have to also figure out where I can watch this.
Oh, that's a good point too. It says it's on Amazon. Yeah, $4 rental on Amazon.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. $2 on YouTube, $3 on YouTube. What? I lied.
Or is it like $3, but it's $3.99?
I don't know. Buy or rent. Oh, $2.99 SD, $3.99 HD.
Oh, yeah,
HD,
no,
it's just fucking black and white drama.
Ooh, wait, it's on the Criterion channel, and I just got a subscription to that.
Oh shit! Doesn't HBO Max have all those on there?
They've got a few of those Criterions, but I don't think it's on HBO Max.
Hoop ass.
Hoop ass.
Poop ass, dude.
Anyway, okay, yeah, that's Exterminating Angel. Next week we'll watch and record. Yeah. When this gets uploaded, I don't know. I think I can just upload this as it is. You know? I feel like there's nothing that really needs to be cut out, right?
Nah. Nope.
No.
Nope.
Cool, I'll get that figured out on Spotify too. But next week, we'll watch it and talk about it, and then talk about what else we watched.
Sounds good.
Yeah, listeners at home, thanks for watching. Be sure to watch The Exterminating Angel to hear us talk about it, or if you don't want to, that's your choice. But
talk about it anyway.
You'll be spoiled for this 1962 movie from Mexico.
You only got a couple more days. You've had all these years to watch it. Now you only have a couple more days.
Time is of the essence. All right. It really is. Okay, thank you guys for watching. And see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And now I hit end record.